We are live, and what I'm about to tell you is probably one of the most important things, really, that's going on in crypto. And I know that I say this a lot, but realistically, I'm still in shock, especially when it first broke yesterday. And yes, of course, we've got Ripple XRP news and a bunch of altcoin news. Things are actually picking up in that area. But liquid staking is now legal in the United States of America. And we're talking crypto. We are talking proof of stake. We are talking about just in 2024, early 2024 and before, so many proof of stake crypto companies were getting attacked. They were getting sued from the SEC. The SEC refused to give any type of guidelines as to what crypto users could or couldn't do. Not even crypto users, crypto companies. And the crazy thing, when we're talking about staking, we're talking about mining. Yes, there is a reward that you get for participating in running the network. But realistically, that's also part of decentralization, is to be able to contribute to something, earn, and have the network run. And you're not relying on a single entity. And this impacts all of crypto. Like, go to CoinMarketCap, go to CoinGecko, and look and see all of your favorite crypto assets. A lot of them are proof of stake. And the SEC finally came out yesterday and like, hey, we're all good. These are not securities. Pretty crazy stuff. Just a year ago, we weren't where we were today. And I know if I would have put XRP in the title, I would have had hundreds of people here by now. But it is what it is. This is very important. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to you and get it situated. Also, my schedule has changed for this week. So I will be live streaming all of this week for you guys. So make sure to tune in for that. Same day, 10:30 a.m. PT. Also, good morning to our channel members. Good morning to Brett. He's a brand new channel member. To Mr. Dale, Mr. R, Miss Julie, and Mr. John Legend. Now, let's go ahead and get into the news because there's a lot of stuff coming. A lot of things coming today. So, first and foremost, hold on. I got to go up to my brief over here. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with this staking. This is from the SEC. Statement on certain liquid staking activities. SEC exempted liquid staking services from securities regulation. These services can issue staking tokens and pay rewards without registering with the SEC. This is also very bullish for decentralized finance because if they don't have to register with the SEC, they're not required to report your data anywhere. So your privacy is protected to an extent. It follows May's exemption of self-custodial and custodial staking. Top platforms like Lido on ETH and Jito on Sol are now fully compliant. So it's the big boys that are getting compliant. We'll see how it impacts the little guys, but this is just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And the crazy part about it, Jesse Powell from Kraken said, can I get a $30 million refund? Do you want to know why he's asking for a $30 million refund? Because Kraken was one of those companies that were unjustly sued because they had certain POS of staking assets on their platform. And he had to pay $30 million in legal fees. How much has Ripple paid? What, $100 million? That is absolutely insane. I know this video is not going to get a lot of hits because, a lot of people are not really understanding how important this is for the future of crypto, but I am just overwhelmed with excitement. I know I don't look like it, but hey. So the ex-SEC chief of staff compares liquid staking to Lehman crypto industry and fires back. So of course, a former SEC chair, Amanda Fisher, had to say something negative about it and comparing staking to a bank, which the Lehman Brothers, what they did is they just took your money when you deposit it and they made investments and they were poor investments. And then that was that. Staking is different. You get staking rewards because you're powering the network, because you're helping the network become decentralized. Lehman Brothers was a centralized entity, and they collapsed in 2008. Fisher warns of potential collapse. Claims liquid staking refuses assets through intermediaries with minimal oversight. Experts noted the SEC's recent exemption only applies to non-leveraged passive liquid staking, not complex financial instruments. And that's fine because some of those other ones do need certain disclosures because they are complex. They also emphasize liquid staking tokens are transparent, audible, and don't grant control to providers. So of course they're going to warn, and of course they're going to want, more disclosures, et cetera. And I get it, because unfortunately in the United States of America, we weren't taught traditional finance we're taught traditional finance, how it works in school and stuff like that. So now they want to protect us, which again creates an entire wealth gap. But but I digress. But this is a big win, big win for the entire industry. It really, really is. Also, another cool thing. This is an actual website, whitehouse.gov/crypto/. Crypto has its own page on the White House. I don't know where to begin telling you how insanely bullish this is, okay? The last administration didn't like crypto, wanted us to completely go. Now, this administration is happy to incorporate crypto. And guess what? It is absolutely wonderful. I don't feel like I'm going to get attacked. I don't feel like I'm going to get a letter from the SEC suing me because I was talking about Bitcoin or about Ethereum or about X, Y, and Z. And that's a real thing, because the SEC and all these entities, they could come after you whenever they want. And now you guys get to operate in this economy. And of course, your job's not done yet, because you still should be advocating. We don't want to be lazy, but this is amazing. Really, really is. Now, our next story. Hold on a second. I'm a little bit confused today. A little bit confused with my schedule. All right. Of course, I can't find it. Okay. This right here comes from CoinDesk. SBI files for Bitcoin and XRP ETF in Japan, pushing dual crypto exposure in regulated markets. This is another big story. So SBI Holdings filed for a dual asset crypto ETF in Japan, offering exposure to Bitcoin and XRP. One of the first institutional grade products to include XRP alongside Bitcoin. SBI is a major Ripple investor. They already partnered with Ripple to promote blockchain and digital asset adoption to the Asian market. So we've got another story. This is outside of America, but still. And then right to piggyback off of that with more Ripple news. Ripple's partnership with BDACS pays off as XRP support goes live at Korean crypto custodian. It follows recent partnership with Ripple. XRP is one of Korea's most actively traded cryptos. The launch aligns with South Korea's Financial Service Commission roadmap for institution crypto adoption. BDACS will also support RULSD and Ripple Custody, aims to boost tokenization, stablecoin use, and dev support on XRPL. They've also partnered with Avalanche. Remember yesterday we talked about interoperability and we should be paying attention to companies that partner with other companies and communicate with other companies? That would be a good idea. That'd be a good idea. And I also wanted to touch, since we're on Ripple, before we get into the other stuff, I wanted to touch on Mr. Stuart Alroy, who is the CLO of Ripple. He says, thank you to Banking GOP for the opportunity to respond to your request for information. And in this thread over here, he just kind of goes off. Ripple submitted feedback on the Senate's proposed crypto market structure bill, called for clear boundaries between SEC and CFTC to avoid regulatory overlap, warned of jurisdictional ambiguity that could confuse businesses and investors, and proposed for adopting language from the Clarity Act for better asset classification. Suggestions tokens on open source networks over 5 years old be excluded from security regulation, and urged Congress to testify or to codify the Howey test to prevent SEC overreach. Advocated for federal regulation to override inconsistent state laws, and emphasized the need for a unified national framework to support innovation and investment. Pretty cool stuff. Now let's go ahead and do a crypto market update. Market's looking good right now. We're just kind of chilling. We're kind of chilling over here. Nothing too great, nothing too exciting. Bitcoin is back at around $15,000 here. We love to see it. Had a really nice move up from support at about $112,000. So things are moving nicely. And again, we're going to be consolidating here for a while. I don't know when exactly Bitcoin's going to pump, but I am imagining we're going to see altcoins move once we get the spot ETFs approved. Ethereum, I cannot wait for $15,000 Ethereum. And we've got some Ethereum news as well. We're trying to get back above 3,700 and retest we're trying to retest 3,700 and sustain over here. Okay. Now with Solana is just holding on to the trend line here, trading about 168. Sui's doing well, holding support at 330. XRP is doing nicely and trying to get back over $3, just kind of following the trend line. So if we do move down, we got support 287. Chainlink having issues getting back above 17. ADA Cardano seems to be doing nicely. It could be because of the midnight airdrop, which we're going to go ahead and talk about it in a little bit. And then HBAR over here is just kind of moving sideways between 22 cents and about 25 cents. So that's what's going on with the markets. Nothing too exciting, but this is good. It's all good stuff. Now let's get into some of the other stories because there's quite a bit of altcoin news coming. But really quickly, Michael Saylor, stretch metrics are live now. Good for them. Again, I am just not feeling very confident in what, nothing was legal. Nothing in crypto was really legal before the SEC came out with this. Anyways, so over here, they're just kind of talking about strategy and blah, 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 all that type of stuff, which again, they're just buying up Bitcoin and buying Bitcoin. Also, leverage bear strategy ETF surges 19%, signals dour outlook for Master and Bitcoin. The ETF, which bets against Master, has seen a net inflow of 16.3 million in the past 6 weeks, while its bullish counterpart has experienced significant outflows. And that makes sense. I'm not bullish at all on strategy. I think it's going to implode. I think it's going to be what brings in the bear market. But now that we're talking about institutions and people wanting Ethereum, a whale institution created 4 wallets and accumulated Ethereum from FalconX, Galaxy Digital, and BitGo in the past 2 days. 361 million. Do you think whales would be accumulating Ethereum right now if they weren't bullish? That's why we like on-chain data, because it gives us a different story. And you think they would be buying just to buy it? Well, liquid staking just got approved. It's legal. So it makes sense that these people would be buying Ethereum so they can stake it on Lido. Whales are selling ETH. This account over here deposited 13,000 Ethereum, 49 million to Binance, blah, 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 blah. Who knows? I'm going to go with the bullish scenario over here. As far as Solana goes, Solana treasury company Apexi surpasses 2 million in Solana holdings. They increased by 172% in July, reaching over 2 million SOL, another company that is betting on SOL. Cardano founder explains why some ADA holders can't get the Glacier airdrop yet. Let's go ahead and talk about this because I know a lot of people are having some issues with what's going on with Cardano and the midnight airdrop. I don't really see that. I didn't have an issue with it. Honestly, you do have to have an EVM wallet, but apparently Ledger users are facing issues claiming the Glacier drop due to message size limits. Charles H. flagged the issue in July, but Ledger hasn't released a fix. And you know what really sucks about Ledger? They've been around so long, and they've just really done a lot of disappointing things for people. I know, and this is the thing. I know a lot of people are disappointed with the Ledger Nano X, a lot of the support getting discontinued. I believe it's Ledger Nano X, but basically you have to look at it like an old iPhone. Which makes sense. But at the same time, the customers didn't want it, so why would you do it? But I digress. But Charles is smart enough and was able to issue a temporary workaround and will let affected users sign in using metadata and null transactions. That's too complicated for me. Midnight Foundation confirmed a fix is coming by August 25th, and over 120 million Night tokens have been claimed already. I got some. I need to claim the rest of mine, though. I've got quite a bit more. Let me see. Robinhood has listed Bonk, Pengu, Peanut, and XLM. The key over here is a listing of XLM, Stellar. So again, this just shows kind of where crypto is going. They seem to be listing a lot of very top crypto assets and also some meme coins as well. But that's good for XLM. So congratulations to the XLM community. Thank you for the hat. I appreciate it. Now, CoinDesk. This is from Mr. Charlie Lee. He says Litecoin has cheaper and has faster transactions, so it's actually better form of money in terms of people using it to pay for things. Litecoin creator Satoshi Light breaks down the benefits of Litecoin compared to stablecoins. I'm going to read this with you, and I'm going to give you my unbiased take. Okay? Well, I'm not going to read it. But one of the things I want to say is I like Litecoin. I like the foundation. I think they're wonderful. I disagree with Charlie's take here. Okay. I disagree with it. Maybe a stable coin on Litecoin would be great, but nobody wants to use a volatile asset. And Litecoin is volatile. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But I just don't think that, I don't think, I mean, if they're going to build a stable coin on Litecoin, that's great. But I wouldn't use Litecoin as a form of payment if I was a merchant, because of the volatility. but it does have privacy to it. So that'd be cool if they made a stable coin on it. And we'll see. Maybe that'll happen. Who knows? Also, this is a report that was done on Binance over here from CryptoQuant. So BNB and Lido resist market volatility. BNB sits only 6% from its $861 peak. Lido is down 10%. Other exchange tokens have declined 40 to 60% below their highs. And this is really just kind of talking about BNB. And it's talking about how strong it's been. And that's because Binance is the top exchange in the world. And again, they do have Binance US, which is a separate company from Binance, kind of the same but different. But BNB has been the top performing exchange coin. Way back in the day, exchange coins, you used to want to buy those. A lot of us got wrecked on them. But BNB has definitely been one of the outliers that has performed incredibly well. And I absolutely think it's great because I also hold it. Also, Metamask could be building a stable coin with payment giant Stripe. This also came out. We don't know if this is true or not. I've got friends over at MetaMask. Nobody commented on it or told me, so I really want to kind of wait to cover this. Also, too, I believe Sui is live on MetaMask. Also, Coinbase debuts embedded crypto wallet for developers with stablecoin focus, which is absolutely wonderful. We love to see it. And also, Brian Armstrong came out. It was so funny and said that. He said that Coinbase has like A++ customer support from the Better Bureau, whatever the heck it is. Which I thought that was really funny. But you know what? I'm done saying stuff about Coinbase. You guys already know. And the way the United States of America prioritizes certain corporations and certain wealth groups, I don't have nothing to say over it. I still use MetaMask. Don't make fun of me. Anyways, you guys, on that note, I'm going to get going. Thank you so much for joining me. I've got some other media content I got to take care of, and then I've got to do some personal things. But thank you guys so much. And I've got a second video for you guys coming about Ripple XRP today at 2 p.m. PT. And then I'm going to do the news wrap up at 6 p.m. PT. And I got to do some other work. Sending you guys love and light. Thank you so much for supporting me. It means the world. Bye-bye. Bye, babies.